go live.
Oh, it says live on
It
mine.
says we're
Yeah.
live.
It's live on mine.
That's a lie. I haven't pressed the button on
Oh.
on
I
Restream
mean,
yet.
we're live on
Oh,
Twitch.
yes, we are. Sorry, we're live. Hello. Hello, Internet. So we are now live on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. I always make that mistake. I always think that I have to press an extra button in Restream to make it go live, but I don't. It just goes live.
That's good.
Show will be starting in a couple of minutes.
We're not, are we on Facebook yet? Oh, there we go. There we go. I refreshed it.
Not quite on Twitch, but getting there.
Getting twitchy.
Getting twitchy. Oh, check sound. Oh,
I don't know Twitch.
Pre-show. This is what the kids use to game. It's what your son, no doubt, uses to play Fortnite. Your son's really good at Fortnite, isn't he?
Yes, one of them is, yeah.
And I always say to you that that kid won $3 million by winning the Fortnite World Cup.
Yeah,
So
that wasn't my kid.
you need to make him do that.
I do.
Your sound, yes. Sound check, yes. Go through rewind, yes. Restream. Oh, yeah.
I can see us on the book of faces.
Good.
Is that not me beeping? I hope not. If it is, I'll throw my phone over there somewhere.
Not me.
Oh, hello, wrong button.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's good.
what's happened?
Just watching and looking because I was going to share it.
Yeah,
I recognize that person.
you might find that it's distracting if you have that on in the show because
I'm not going to have it on.
10 seconds behind. I did that in the first week and I was just confused.
Yeah.
I was just watching myself the whole time.
That's weird. I've always had it on every show and I've not got confused.
That's because you're incredibly talented. So just in the Zoom chat, I'm just going to paste, that's a link to our Facebook page. That's the easiest place to tweet out if you want to put that on the socials real quick. We'll start in about
Now.
60 seconds. Micah's on, so I've started talking American, saying things like real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and tweet that.
I've totally brought in super excited. Super's this.
Yeah.
I suddenly do it and I'm like, I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
It's helpful to convey just how excited one might be, you know?
Yeah.
You've got to use an extra defining word.
Yeah. Okay. Are we there? Have I done everything I need to? Right. I think we're ready to go. Is everybody happy to do a podcast?
Oh, let me change my name.
Change my name. Wow. Jinx.
Jinx. It's a little bit sad, but Mark is in front of a wall this week.
Where's his garden gone? It's been bricked up. Well, I'm sure.
Well, I'm just keeping the flying squirrel at bay just for like half an hour or so.
It's very urban, Mark. It's very...
Thank you.
I like and
I'm very street. Well, not now. I'm very lounge because of the lockdown, but normally I'm very street. So.
All I've just got in my head is we don't need no brick. I don't know, garden location, beach location.
Matthew, that really was going so well, and yes,
I know.
It's contraception.
All in all, it's just another mark on the wall.
Okay.
Now that's what you wanted.
That's where it was going.
Can I just check you can all hear this?
Yes.
Great. All right. If everybody's ready,
Yes.
let's do this.
Yes.
Is it a good volume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Be louder.
Not now.
Are you sure?
Not now. It's
Not
gone.
now, it's very quiet.
It's gone. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Can you hear me at the top of it? It's Idiot Wins! Welcome to Idiot Wins, the panel show podcast made by idiots for idiots, and I'm delighted to be joined by a couple of my favorite, not a couple, four. A couple would imply that two are my favorite and two aren't, which isn't the case. I'm joined by 4 of my favorite idiots plus Matthew, of course, for another edition of the Apocalypse episodes. We're all coming to you from our various lockdown antiviral bunkers, but we're delighted to be here with you again once more for 45 minutes or so of weekly nonsense. And joining us as usual are the delightful team captains that we have. And first I'd like to introduce, he's not in his garden this week, he seems to have had it bricked up. It's Mark Wombersley. Mark, how are you?
I'm okay. Actually, could you just edit from last week's and put it in here, because nothing's changed at all since last time. just put the same kind of,
Same old.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, shit.
Insert great shit
Yeah,
in here.
yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Delight to chat as ever. Facing you is Danny O'Hara. Danny, wearing a hat.
Yeah,
Like
well,
it.
I thought, sod it. It's a new month. It's a new hat. It's a new me.
Yeah.
I don't know about everybody else, but I've taken to looking out the window and almost clocking, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And I've noticed a couple of kids. I've got my eyes on them. Like,
Right, what are they doing? Are they up to no good? Hijinks?
no, they're walking past my window.
What? This is
They
outrageous.
They haven't for the last 5 weeks, so I'm just saying,
Did you go out there and say to them?
Well, I wondered, do you know, it flashed in my head, like, how much before you have to call the police and say, there's kids outside in the open air?
Wow. Okay. Taking a what's the word? Taking a
Vigilante.
That's right. I bollocks that joke up. We'll just move on. Join it, and on Mark's team, making her Idiot Win debut, is the wonderful Anne Hurst, Anne of Suffolk. Anne of Suffolk. Have you just given yourself a title of off Suffolk?
Anne off of Suffolk.
Off of Suffolk.
Actually,
Off of Suffolk.
Off of Suffolk. Originally off of the north,
Oh yeah, right. Where were you originally from?
Northumberland.
Oh, that is north. That's actually proper,
Wow.
very north. Northumberland's beautiful,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes, it is beautiful. It's Winterfell, is what it is.
Oh,
It's
well,
Anne.
Suffolk is beautiful too. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you for
You
having
are
me.
on Mr. Mark's team. And on Danny's team, we're delighted to welcome somebody for whom it is quite early in the morning. It's Micah Philbrook from Chicago. Hey,
Hello,
Micah.
good morning.
Hey, man. How are you? Thank you so much for getting up early.
No
Oh.
worries. I'm super excited about being here.
Yeah, well, we're delighted. We're delighted to have you here. What have you got in your cup? That's what I want to know.
Straight black coffee.
Nice. From like a machine.
Oh no, my French press.
Very nice. Good
Try
work. Well, we're delighted to have you here. Thank you for joining us. We'll
Very
see
good.
how it's how entertaining it's possible to be at 8 in the morning. I think I would struggle, but
Well.
I don't mean to put the pressure on, but
No pressure. Let's do it.
giving you a entertainment coefficient as we progress through the show. Matt is, oh shit, I've called him his real name. I'm delighted to be joined by the person, Matt, who plays the role in this show of Matthew. Hello, Matthew. How are you?
I am living a dream, Chris, and the sooner I wake up and get the hell out of here, the better.
Well, maybe it'll happen one day. Have you got a French press to
Not on
administer
me.
some caffeine?
No, you put it the other side of the chain sort of wall that you created, so I can't get out. So
Yeah,
I can look at it and wish.
I got you new ropes for your legs this week.
Yes.
How are they going down? Are they
It's
more comfortable?
much harder to chew through them.
Yeah, that's why we had to get new ones, didn't we? And remember what we said?
Uh,
If you try again, we'll have to take your teeth out.
well, I'll find a way.
Okay, those are the teams. That's Matthew. Oh, we need some team names. Let's get some team names. Over to Captain Mark. What's your team going to be called this week?
Well, we're going to be spontaneous and improvisational.
That's easy for you to say.
And we're just going to say a word each, and that will be our team name. So I'll let Anne come up with a word first.
Okay. Prawn.
Sausage.
Prawn sausage. Okay, it's Team Prawn Sausage. And Danny, what's your team going to be called?
Well, Micah and I thought long and hard about it, and we don't know where this was inspired from, but we have come up with Sweet Creamy Coffee.
Sweet Creamy Coffee is versus Prawn Sausage. Well, 2 food and drink based team names. It's exciting. I think we should get on with that, which comes first, which is often referred to as round 1.
Sort it out.
Yes, round one is called Sort It Out. I'm going to give our teams a conundrum or something to sort out. And this week's conundrum is about the International Space Station. And the question, teams, is what is the official procedure for astronauts, cosmonauts, general space people when there is an emergency aboard the ISS? And we will start with creamy coffee people.
Sweet creamy coffee.
Thank you. Sweet creamy coffee.
Yeah. Right. Well, I was thinking, you've listed a few people there, so there's clearly a hierarchy, and I'm thinking in other situations there's a bunker to get people to, and something that I can relate to because I have to be a fire marshal on occasions. There is that meeting point outside of the venue, so therefore I'd be keen to find out where outside the spaceship we should all get together.
Do you
And
think there's one
also-
of those notices on the wall that says, please
Yeah.
assemble just outside the space station
Yes,
in case
exactly.
yeah.
But it's symbols because it's an international space station, so it's just like a point.
Yeah.
That meet here.
It's a big hand.
Yeah.
It's a big hand. So first of all, that's really important. And then of course there's this whole bunker idea. Like some important people would obviously be in the space bunker.
Okay. You think they get the important ones like the king of the space station,
Well, you mentioned astronauts,
cosmonauts, or space people?
and space people just does not seem to ring as amazing as
What?
astronauts.
Do you know what? I wanted to put astronauts, and I think that's just that just means Americans, and then the cosmonauts are Russians. What about everybody else? Are they called space people? I don't know. Maybe Micah knows. Micah, any
I think they're
thoughts?
called I think they're just called either astronauts or cosmonauts are the two, like the Russian and the American, the biggest, but then you have others. It's just like what is it? Exonaut. I think that's another one.
Exonaut.
As
Wow.
in they're extra, outside of the atmosphere.
Oh, amazing. I'm going to check this out. I wonder if there's a name for like UK astronauts and for Swedish astronauts, but like every country has its own.
I think there has to be, right? So
Yeah, right.
if US and Russia have done it, there's got to be now a trend.
Yeah.
What would the UK be? It's just space not?
Space nauts. Just any ideas? Come on, quick thinking panel.
Well,
They'd be called Good Day You Nauts.
Yes.
Don't want to ruin anyone's parade, but since it's based off of a Greek word, it would probably still be astronaut.
Okay, you did ruin our parade,
Yeah,
but I
thanks
just
for
like
that.
Just
I'd
in
just
Greece.
like-
Is what
yeah.
you say.
I would
And
just
here
like,
comes Matthew to shit on everybody's fun.
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out that everyone would be at the pointy side,
Right.
Right.
right? Because
Thanks,
That's why you have it as a picture or a symbol, because you don't have a shared language, a space language, if you will.
yeah.
Okay. Micah, any more thoughts about what the emergency procedure might be?
Oh,
in case of
absolutely. The first one is to you sound the alarm, which only works inside the shuttle because everyone knows there's no sound in space, right? And so if you're outside, you're screwed. So then
Yes.
besides the alarm noise, there's a visual alarm, which is, I looked it up. It's this. I'll try to show you. It's like you do this. You just wave your hands back and forth like this.
Ah.
And then if you have a mask with light on it, you do this. No. And everything's a little bit slower in space. So
Is that true?
Yeah, it's on account of there being a lack of gravity. Everybody moves slower.
Everybody moves a little bit
I'm
slower.
sure you've seen it in popular
So what
culture. and
So what you're
movies.
saying, Micah, is we're actually going, wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay, good
It's like
answers.
when you're diving, you can't do a thumbs up symbol because that means go to the top, right? You have to do this. So
Ah.
it's the same thing on the space shuttle and in the space station. You can't just wave and greet people like this
Because they think
because
you're
they'll think it's an emergency.
and you can't do a thumbs up because they'll think you mean go to the top of the universe.
Right. And if you go too fast, you get the bins. It's a terrible situation.
Right. Good answers. Thank you, Sweet Creamy Coffee. Over to Prawn Sausage. Any thoughts? Space station emergencies.
Well, we're very close friends, Chris, but one thing you don't know
You
about
are.
me is that one of my hobbies is planning for worst case scenarios. And it was just last week that this one actually came up in my head. And so briefly, here are the 3 points I would raise. And this is based on the space station being invaded by baddies, like space baddies. So the first thing I'd do would be jettison all the contents of the onboard toilet, because obviously if they're baddies, they're going to be bullies, and your head's going to go down the toilet. So we'd get rid of
Good
that.
thinking. Yeah.
Second thing I do quickly is knock up some porridge, put that in my mouth, ready for projectile vomiting should it be needed. It also lighten the moment because you've got a cloud of vomit floating around in the inside.
Always sorry, go on.
Always a comedy moment. I could suck it back in and then blow it back out. No, but I know it was porridge, but no one else would. And the third thing I would do is make a very small mask with teeth and put it on the end of my penis, and a tiny mask, like a minuscule one.
Would that just be for fun, just to go out happy?
Should the need arise, I would then put on my very best John Hurt voice, and then say, "Oh, I've got something coming out of my stomach," and I'd pull the t-shirt right down over my penis.
I see.
Wait for it to burst through, because basically in the first Alien film, that's all that the alien was a penis with teeth.
Yes.
And hopefully that would do enough to get me quarantined for the rest of the bad scenario, as it were.
I think
so I'd be safe.
Yeah, thank you. A very comprehensive, if not entirely disturbing answer. I think we should allow your teammate to come in here to try.
Oh, definitely, to clear up after that.
Yes.
Yes, I can add some points to that, and they're all very valid, obviously.
Are they all very valid, Anne?
Oh, well, certainly in some... On balance in some ways.
Okay.
But I think that one of the things that I thought was would be quite appropriate, which is what I do myself in the case of an emergency, was that everybody just stare into space for a while.
Oh, yes.
And then just because it was a good fight or flight response and it would be quite fun, is to do the stop, drop and roll.
Again, which would be in slow motion due to the lack of gravity.
Yeah, just for the lols, really, because in the case of an emergency on ISS, there's not really an awful lot you can do, so you might as well just kind of enjoy yourself with a few acrobatics.
Yeah, right. I like that. What would you do in the case of emergency, except that you're fucked, really?
Excuse me, can I just say I only deal in visuals. I kind of need to see what she was talking about at that point.
That
Stop, drop and roll.
Yeah. Scott Joplin roll.
Scott Joplin roll.
So you're not going to see much of the drop and roll. But imagine, okay?
Is the roll happening? We can't see the roll. But we trust you.
We can't see the roll, but I think I've got that book on the second shelf.
I think, Anne, that was superb. Thank you so much, Anne. I think you're a woman of integrity. We couldn't see the roll, but I bet the roll happened. I bet
the roll was amazing. It was the best bit.
Great. Well, some lovely answers there. Let's go over to our first trip to Matthew Corner and see if anybody scored any points. Matthew?
There were a few points, interestingly, yes. Micah got the first point just for his movement. I was just enjoying quite an energetic display. Unfortunately, he then lost a point for talking about no sound, as one of the things on the list is after the audio signal. So you can obviously hear the signal to know that. So that nets at a wonderful 0 points.
Okay.
However, Prawn Sausage did also get points. Believe it or not, Mark got a point.
What?
Well, he mentioned...
He mentioned putting teeth on a penis.
He mentioned the toilet, and one of the things mentioned simultaneous leaks in a completely different context.
Okay.
But I felt the word simultaneous leaks and Mark talking about the toilet probably deserves something. And stop, drop and roll. Yeah, every time. So there's 2 points there in total. So it's 2-0 Prawn Sausage to Sweet Creamy Coffee.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Matthew. And as a tribute to this question, I'm going to change the environment of your crate, and you're going to live in the vacuum of space for the next week. So enjoy that.
I will look forward to it.
Lovely stuff. All right. That was our exciting round one. I've already forgotten what the scores are, even though Matthew's just told me. But hey, that doesn't matter. Let's move on to round two.
Chris's conceptual pocket.
Yes, round two is Chris's conceptual pocket. Matthew, can you go and have a little pop your hand in the pocket and see what's in the pocket this week, mate?
All right. Okay.
Open the pocket.
Okay.
Oh, the door!
Right. Oh, are you okay?
Oh, right. Okay. this is what I found.
It's a shoe.
It's a shoe, but as you can see, it's not just any shoe. Which it's a sentient shoe, which means
eyes.
we're going to Matthew's Sentient Shoe Emporium.
Oh, it's Matthew's Sentient Shoe Emporium. That pleases me greatly. This week, our panelists are going to take on I've accidentally spotlighted Matthew. This week, our panelists are going to take on the role of something which we're about to give them. We're going to assign them random roles, and then they are going to enter Matthew's Sentient Shoe Emporium. I'm just going to pop Matthew on hold in a minute while we assign these roles, because Matthew isn't going to know what characteristics our shoppers have this week as they go shopping for their sentient shoes, and his job at the end is to try and guess what their roles were. Points will be awarded according to guessing correctly and any other criteria that Matthew feels like, because let's face it, he's in charge of scores. So Matthew, I'm just going to attempt to pop you on hold, mate. Go into the void. I think there are magazines in there, but we'll see you in a minute, mate.
Bye.
Gone.
Wow, that's gone up in the world if you've got magazines.
Yeah, there's magazines in the void now.
God, he's gone.
So let's start with Anne. We're going to give you your. Does involve me doing some screen sharing here. Okay, it's all right. This will come out in the edit. There we go. All right. So we have two wheels for you. This first one's going to give you the emotion of your character. So let's just give that a spin. So Anne, your character emotionally is going to be inspired. And then we'll get the second part. You're going to be an inspired god. You're an inspired god as you go shopping for your sentient shoes. All right. Let's go to your team mate, your team captain, Mark. Mark, your character is going to be an infuriated. See if you can manage that one. Giraffe. You an infuriated giraffe?
I didn't see that stop. Did you
That's
just
going to
make
be a
that
stretch.
fun?
Did it not? Did you not say it stop? I'm not cheating.
Okay, I just thought maybe you thought Mark would make a great giraffe. So
I mean, I think he will, but I promise you this is being audited by an independent regulator and it's all above board. So who do we have? Micah. Micah, you're going to be
please.
an embarrassed.
Okay. No whammies. No whammies.
Local news presenter. Okay, embarrassed local news presenter.
All right.
And finally, Danny, you're going to be a cheeky bouncy castle salesman. I don't think bouncy castles are called bouncy. Micah, do you know what a bouncy castle is?
Oh yeah, sometimes they're referred to as bouncy houses because
bouncy
we're
house,
like concerned with monarchy over here.
Yeah, right. All right, so you all know your roles. If I could get,
I'd just like to point out I have no neck, so this is going to be a stretch.
do your best.
There's a pun.
That's a good one.
You're a versatile performer. Oh, I just got it. Very good. Yeah, nice. Let's bring Matthew back in. Let's get all of you to turn your video off and enter and leave at will and try and buy your shoes. Oh, did you enjoy the void, Matthew?
Yeah, I was just reading this farm foods voucher. Got £75 worth of vouchers inside.
That's good.
Unfortunately, it went out of date 2 years ago.
Yeah, and all farms are now closed. But other than that, it's perfect.
It was a good read.
All right, are you ready to open the shoe emporium?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, sell those sentient shoes. Off we go.
Hello. I'm going wink, wink. I'm just going to blow it up though. It'll take a moment, but everyone's going to love it. I'll be back when I've blown it up.
Okay.
Your first customer didn't seem to want to buy any shoes, but
fair enough.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
hello there, sir.
Have you got very high-heeled shoes? Because I'm very fucking angry. I can't reach them. They're right up there, and I'm starving. High heels. The higher, the better.
Yeah, I've got really, but they're stilts basically. They're just stilts with laces. You can have.
Good.
Yeah, perfect. I take.
And they'll help me reach all that up there, all that lovely green stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Although
before all the rest of my relatives get it.
Get off! It's for kids only.
Right.
Busy day in the shoe emporium.
Or just outside it. Oh, hello there.
Hello. My child, I love your shoes. Where can I get shoes like yours?
Exactly here, funnily enough.
Amazing. I saw also Prue Leith was wearing some amazing ones on Bake Off the other day. I just need to get some of those. What?
I could probably get Prue Leith in a shoe if you wanted.
Oh, that's amazing. Can we do that?
There's a bit of a delivery time, but yeah, I'm sure I can work it out.
Thank you. I'll just browse.
This is an important moment, and I wanted to broach the topic of getting some shoes when you have the time. This is your shoe emporium, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, sir.
Okay, I'm terribly sorry I didn't know the ownership structure. And would you say that this shoe emporium is busy typically?
It is busier today than normal, but we have a fair trade, yes.
Okay, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I gotta go. God, oh jeez.
Can you stop selling these stilettos, please? It's going to take me out of business, man.
I've decided, because this emporium is so magnificent, I'm going to turn Africa into a giant emporium, just like this.
Okay. That may affect my business, so I'm not sure I like that.
You're muted, Marco.
I'll take 25 pairs of your flattest and your most sort of rubbery that will work well. All right. I like you. You've got a bit of a glint in your eye. You'll give me a good bargain. Yeah. I'll be back. Get off.
What drove you to start a shoe emporium? And again, I'm terribly sorry I didn't come with that knowledge already.
I had a lot of shoes.
Okay, so a lot of shoes, and a man was driven to create an emporium for everyone to celebrate shoes as well. Am I right?
Mostly to make money.
And of course, to make money, you know, to survive, to raise your family. It's terribly interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I apologize.
Okay, all right. Let's have all of the shoppers back on screen. Matthew, back in the shop rather. Matthew, is there anybody you'd like to see any more from? Would you like to see a bit?
I would like to see a bit more purchasing of shoes, to be honest. But
I bought
kids to feed.
Oh,
What are your thoughts, Matthew?
that was a lot of footfall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
busy
good fun there.
morning.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, who was first? Well, we had Danny first.
Yeah, any thoughts on who Danny might have been?
Very, very happy, kind of elated, maybe. Oh, all right.
She's wanking at you, Matthew.
Bit of a chap. I'm a bit of a chap.
Like a Cockney geezer.
Okay.
I guess.
Cockney geezer is your guess?
Maybe. Why not?
Who next? What do you think for Mark?
Well, he was obviously very angry,
Mhm.
very disgruntled. Somebody, possibly a giraffe.
Yeah.
short giraffe.
Oh,
Short
good
giraffe.
work. Okay. And Mark, so let's just check actually as we go. Danny, what were you?
Oh, you didn't get it?
Not even with the
Oh.
winking.
Well, I didn't. Yeah. Well, I've put it outside for the party, for the kids' party.
She's put it outside for the kids' party. She's going to inflate it. She wants to sell them.
Adults need to get off and don't put your stilettos on.
Bouncy castle salesman, or
Yeah, she's a cheeky bouncy
Oh,
castle.
cheeky.
salesman.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Mark was an infuriated
It's
giraffe.
giraffe.
Yeah, and what did we think of Anne?
Oh, I mean, absolutely insane.
Yep.
Give me an idea.
And her
It's going
character.
to turn the world insane,
Some sort of
my child.
ethereal mad businesswoman, but
Close enough. Yeah, close
charity-
enough. She was
What
were you, Anne? Put
I
me
was
over-
an inspired god.
An inspired god.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
there we go. And finally, Micah.
Some sort of kept on getting embarrassed for some reason.
Embarrassed, yes. And embarrassed what?
it's almost like he was interviewing me, like a joke.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. What were you, Micah?
I was an embarrassed local news presenter.
There we go.
Okay, yes, I can see that.
So, Matthew, I forgot to put myself back on. Never mind, doesn't matter. No one needs to see me. Matthew, at the end of that round, how are you going to award points? And it's entirely up to you how you award, as ever.
I will roll a dice and see what comes up.
Lovely. Well, that was a complete waste of everybody's time. All right. Thank you for that. Let's move on to round 3. Yes, round 3 is called What the Fuck. In this round, we bring some of the most strange news stories from around the world and ask our teams what happened. Just like last week, we're focusing a little bit on, got a bit of a mixed bag this week, but we're focusing on crime. No, it's all about crime. It's crime and idiotic criminals this week. And Danny, you are up first. Danny, your question is, what did the bomb squad instantly notice when arriving at a restaurant in Bexley, China, in response to reports of a robber with an explosive belt? What did the bomb squad instantly notice?
They noticed instantly that nobody had ordered any takeaway.
No.
That the belt
was what? What about the belt? Tell me about the belt.
The belt was actually
what? Was it?
What was it?
What was it?
It was actually
What was it actually? Bagpuss.
It was actually
yes.
A menu that went all the way around the stomach.
A what? A what? A what that went all the way around the stomach?
A menu.
Oh, no. Fallen at the last hurdle. Anyone else want to have a guess what the belt was actually?
It was sausages.
Yes, it was. The belt was sausages.
Micah. Yes.
Micah, was this you?
No, but I've long thought of doing something similar, like making sausages into clothing. So,
there we go. It was points to Micah. Hardly anyone ever gets anything right in this round. Good work, sir. It was, in fact, the sticks of explosives on the belt were, in fact, sausages. Question 2, Mark. What was wrong with the law enforcement response after a police car was stolen in Seattle in 2004?
Well, they didn't know which was actually the stolen one, so they kept like doing a Benny Hill and just chasing the next one that they came across and kept going round and round.
Is the right answer? Yes. What's going on? 2 police cars responded and mistook each other for the stolen vehicle and opened fire on each other. 20 rounds were exchanged. Nobody was hurt.
So funny, is it?
Nobody was hurt.
Thank goodness the police. Oh my God, guns.
Well, yes, yes.
Police guns, yes.
Police guns, bad.
Did you say there were open fire, 20 shots, and nobody was hurt?
Yeah.
So they couldn't figure out what the right car was, and then they're also terrible at aiming?
Yeah.
Sounds like an episode of the A-Team.
Yeah, well, sounds like American police.
Yeah, right. Well, that's exactly what it was. In the meantime, the actual stolen car sped away unchallenged. Question 3 is for you, Micah.
Yes.
And again, we're back in the realms of American police. After American crime, after a prison break in Waco in Texas, the escapee realized that he needed to get rid of his orange jumpsuit to blend in.
Yep.
What happened next?
He swapped it out for a animal costume.
This is not a million miles away. Anyone else want to have a go?
A million miles away. That's a clue.
Did he go?
He did swap it.
He swapped it.
Did
He
he?
swapped it.
Did he?
Yep.
Did he go?
With, what is it?
He swapped it with a security guard.
Did he go? Did he go into a? Did he not go into like a fancy dress store and say he was returning it, and then get another one?
No, he did not.
A million miles away. Did he swap it out for a costume from the hit Broadway musical Wicked?
No, but I'm going to give you half a point for that because it's theatrical. He swapped it for a theatrical costume. He broke into a local theatre and stole a bright green leprechaun costume, which he then wore into town and was picked up by police within 10 minutes
For being a leprechaun,
for doing the opposite.
which is illegal in Waco, Texas.
Racial profiling.
Yeah, it wasn't St. Patrick's Day, so he was kind of stuck out. He did the opposite of blending in. Okay, nothing was made from sausages. I hope we have more questions where things are made from sausages. Question 4 is for you, Anne. In 2009 in Louisiana, a cunning thief held up a grocery store after asking if they could change a $20 bill before grabbing the cash drawer and making a getaway. But what was his mistake?
He did what?
It's one of those questions that
Yeah.
it's just a
I'm trying to
collection of
picture
words
that
next
in
to
my
each
mind.
other, and you get to the end and you can't remember what the beginning was. Let me try again. And in 2009 in Louisiana, a
Mhm.
cunning thief held up a grocery store after asking if they could change a $20 bill
Yes.
to get them to open the cash drawer,
Okay. Yeah. Right.
which
Okay.
he then grabbed
So he
and
grabbed that.
legged it. But what
Yes.
mistake did he make?
The shop assistant was attached to the cash drawer by a chain.
And he accidentally stole
and
the shop
accidentally
assistant as
ran
well.
off with the cash, the assistant.
The assistant who was made of sausages.
Yeah, who was running behind like that, who had sausages trailing behind him like in a cartoon.
And lots of dogs.
Yes.
That's a
They
good
were
answer.
Followed by all the dogs in Louisiana.
And a
Mm.
leprechaun.
And that was his first mistake.
That was just the first of
That
many.
was just the beginning.
It's a lovely story. You painted a beautiful picture there, but it's not true. Is anybody else wanting to jump in?
Did the 20 that he left have his fingerprints on?
Oh, that's good. No, I like that though.
Maybe the register was empty.
Yes, I will give you points for that. The cash drawer had $15 in it, so he made a net loss
Amazing.
of $5. He was down $5 on the whole. But I guess he had a cash drawer that he could sell. I don't know how much cash drawers go for. All right, let's head over to Matthew and see what the scores are at the end of round 3.
Well, there is only a point in it. We've got sweet creamy coffee on 4 and prawn sausages on 5.
Nice. Oh, how exciting. Not very, I know.
A little bit,
But
maybe.
we're not here to be excited. Okay, it's time. It's my favorite time. It's time to go to Matthew Corner.
I'm Dr. Tommy Givens. My area of expertise is Matthew. Matthew is intimate. Matthew is exotic. Matthew is mundane. Matthew is familiar. Matthew is stubborn at times or difficult. I have come to abolish Matthew.
Matthew, what do you have for us this week, mate?
Well, having received lots of abusive, almost death threats, mostly just from Chris, about the never-ending list rounds, I've gone for a list round.
Of course you have.
This one is entitled OK Boomer. I've been looking for a new hi-fi, and so I have 3 sound systems of comparable sort of stats, and I just need you to tell me, or to order them according to their rating on appliancereviewer.co.uk. And hopefully Chris will pop up these 3.
I will pop up these 3. As ever, Matthew, bring us the high-octane, excitement-filled rounds.
This is consumer benefits right here. This is helping people buy sound systems.
We're not
So
here to help people.
I don't.
All right. Is this a team game or an individual game?
It can be. Let's do it as a team game. I think.
Then it'll be over quicker, won't it?
Yeah, that will
Yeah.
take less of our lives. So you just have to put these 1, 2, and 3. So we've got the Ruark R7 Mark III, the Technics Ottava Forte SC C70, and the iTech Jukebox i6017.
Okay. Who would you like to go first, Matthew?
I would like sweet creamy coffee to go first.
Okay, so Micah,
yeah.
So Micah, what I heard in the last 25 seconds was
I got some clicks and some whistles and
okay, and what I'm looking at, it's the same. So you got any ideas?
I would say that one of the things that's probably not going to be at the top of the list is jukebox, because I feel like that technology went out in the 50s. So
Okay.
they're trying to drum it up with like the iTech and the i600, all this other stuff. So that's going to be 3 for sure.
Okay.
Forte, that's strong in Latin and Italian, right? Something. Fuerte in Spanish. So it's probably a strong contender for number 1. Also, you want someone with a sound system where sound is their forte. So maybe I think Techniques would be number 1.
Yeah.
Ruark, that's a hard word to say for me. So I think the fact that it's a Mark III is part of the tactic of confusing us in this round. And so while it sits comfortably at number 2, you might assume it'd be a 3 because it was a Mark III. So I think it goes Techniques, Ruark, Jukebox in that order.
Do you know, I was thinking exactly the same, and I thought that too about the Mark III. Very tricky. Yeah, let's go.
Wow, Matthew, how does it feel to have someone take one of your questions seriously?
I am delighted and disappointed at the same time. Okay, right. So we've. I've noted your order down. So next we just have prawn sausage to see if they agree or disagree, and what they think.
Good luck.
Well, Anne, what I would propose, if you don't mind, because I was kind of going along with Micah for half of what he was saying, then I got bored. But as we're a point ahead, I thought if we just totally copy their answer,
We could do that.
and we'll just stay a point ahead. If they're, whatever.
What a cynical move.
Nice strategy.
But
Yes.
I just wanted to point out that
Yeah.
I know Micah really thinks that forte is for strong, but I have it on literally no authority whatsoever that a Tava forte in Klingon is shite. So I'm thinking that is possibly third.
A lot of hi-fi manufacturers do take a lead from fictional alien languages.
They do, and the Mark III is a good one. And I mean, because I've been through Mark I's and Mark II's several actually, and they've all gone in the bin.
Yeah, Michael was correct in Technics being like top brand, but I remember that was back in the 80s, so I'm not sure that that's still the case. So I think maybe you're right. So if we put that at number 3, we'll put Ruark at number 1 and Jukebox at number 2.
Let's go for it.
So yeah, Technics,
a risky
Jukebox,
choice.
Ruark.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, this round. Matthew.
That was particularly interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yes, I did, because now I know which one to buy, as if I didn't have the star rating here anyway. I must say that was absolutely incredible. Micah got all 3 correct.
Should have stuck with it.
Exactly right.
Thanks a lot, Anne.
The Technics is a 5-star review. The Ruark is 4.5, and the iTech Jukebox is 4-star. So they're still all pretty good contenders.
I don't think anybody has made quite such a successful Idiot Wind debut in the history of Idiot Wind.
That was fun.
Incredible scenes.
Simply by thinking about the question, they have managed to get the right answer.
Yeah, no one's ever thought to employ that tactic before. Well, I think we all need a lie down in a darkened room after that exciting round. Nothing gets more exciting than long lists of meaningless numbers and letters, but let's see if we can beat that. Oh, before we do that, I'd just like to say something. I'd just like to say a few words, if that's okay. What I'd like to say, those words are, if you would like to support Idiot Wind, you look to me, viewer, like you're the sort of person that just has too much money. And what I'm saying is you should give some of it to us so that we can, maybe even increase production values, if that's possible, of this show and keep making them. You can go to ko-fi.com/idiotwind if you would like to. And you can just chuck us something in the virtual hat. Even just a quid would help us hugely. But if not, then thank you for watching anyway. Feel free to share this. We would love you to like our Facebook page. Go to idiotwindpodcast.com if you'd like to catch up on all previous episodes, or you can subscribe to Idiot Wind wherever you get your podcasts. Now we move on to the final round. Matthew, what are the scores?
It has now all changed. Prawn sausage are trailing at 6, and Sweet Creamy Coffee are winning with 7.
There's only 1 point in it, and there's 10 points up for grabs in the final round. Let's do it.
Questions.
Yes, round 10 is questions. This is on the buzzer teams. Let's quickly go around and get a buzzing sound from each of you. Danny, what's your buzzing sound this week?
Creamy.
And Anne?
Hiya, you're right.
And Mark?
Sausage.
And Micah?
Buzz sound.
Lovely. All right. And straight on with question 1, which is, how do butterflies taste?
Buzz sound.
Micah?
Like insects covered in butter.
Is probably true. Have a point. Anyone else?
Sausage.
Mark?
With their feet.
Is correct for 2 points, with their hind feet to be precise. Question 2. What error did the American Milk Association make when translating their slogan, Got Milk, into Spanish for the South American markets?
Buzz sound.
Sausage.
Micah, it's just in there.
They translated it into a common phrase for slang referring to a female anatomy.
Yes.
No, thank
Sort
you.
of. I'll give you half a point.
Sausage.
Mark, sausage.
I was going to say got boobies.
No, it wasn't got boobies. Anyone else?
I mean, I'm not saying it, Christopher, so.
Not saying what? What you're
Well,
not saying?
I'm not
What?
saying your buzzer for a start.
Okay, it was in fact the slogan that they accidentally used was, "Are you lactating?"
Glad I didn't say what was on my mind.
Yeah, me
What was-
too, actually. It was way
Hey,
better.
Anne, what was on your mind?
Something
whole-
about vagina.
Yeah.
Something about vagina. They
I was-
accidentally translated it into the phrase "something about vagina."
I was definitely going with get your vagina.
But I'm glad I didn't say it because that would have
Well,
been really embarrassing.
You
Isn't
did
it
actually
fortunate that
just say
neither of you two said it? All right, question 3. What do keepers at Tokyo's Sumida Aquarium want people to do across the globe to help their garden eels? And I have a picture of a garden eel. Let me-
Creamy. Creamy.
Hiya, you're right.
Danny.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh,
my, it's my
he's
alien. Where's his teeth?
So angry.
Danny.
They're creamy. They want people to
Creamy.
sing to them and talk to them and stroke them and virtually.
Oh, half a point. Anne?
I was going to say put their heads under the water and kiss them.
No, but I love that. Have a point.
I wasn't going to say that before I saw it, and now I just want to do that.
I think he's really cute. Micah.
Yeah, I think it's along the lines of trying to cheer them up. I mean, look at that dude. He was so disappointed.
Mark, any thoughts?
Only lipstick.
Okay. It was in fact that they want people to FaceTime them. Since
Yes.
people haven't been visiting the aquarium, they've got depressed and they've gone and down beneath the soil and run away from keepers, and they're sad, and they have set up tablets and phones, and they want people to FaceTime them and hang out with the garden eels, which you can do. Question 4. Who is this? It's Matthew's impression.
Hello, Doc.
Who was that? Anne.
My friend Geraldine.
Matthew?
It's not who I intended it to be, but it could be. So maybe half a point there.
Yeah, have a point.
Uh,
Anyone else?
creamy.
Danny?
A pigeon flying over the pond.
No, afraid not.
No. Micah?
Buzz sound. Can I hear the impression one more time?
Hello, Doc.
Oh, it's probably a sea captain approaching home and pulling a ship in for the evening.
No, it's not.
Sausage.
Mark?
Is it a northern Mickey Mouse?
No, it's not.
Matthew, who was it?
Creamy.
It's
Danny?
Well, it's every northern stereotype.
Okay.
Close, but not intentional. Right. It's the proprietor of a small convenience store in Accrington greeting a customer who's just walked through the door who also happens to be a duck.
Ah, so close, everyone. Oh,
That
right.
is my friend Geraldine.
Oh, duck.
Full point to Anne. Okay, question 5. For what did Sarah and Sam Davey start a GoFundMe campaign? Why did this couple start a GoFundMe campaign?
Sarah and Sam Davey.
Yes, do you know them?
My God, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what? Anyone? They started a GoFundMe campaign.
Buzz sound.
Micah.
They started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to recarpet their finished basement.
Is not the correct answer.
Sausage.
Mark?
Was it for a fucking ridiculous amount for a stupid wedding and honeymoon afterwards? Like so many people spend and waste so much money on anyway these days.
I'll give you half a point. Anne?
Oh, that's not my answer. I was going to say to get matching tattoo sleeves because they're quite expensive.
No, it wasn't that. It was, in fact, they wanted to raise £300 for a second honeymoon after being bitten by fleas on the first one when they stayed at the Tricairn Hotel in Torquay. They received a substantial amount of abuse and raised £65.
Good.
Question 6. For what did Frank Payne start a GoFundMe campaign?
Are you all right?
Anne.
2 tattoo sleeves for himself.
No, Micah.
To help out the Davies GoFundMe because he thought it was low.
Sausage.
No, wasn't it? Mark?
To breed a load more fleas to send on the Davy honeymoon.
No. It was, in fact, to purchase Dave Grohl. He received a substantial amount of online support and raised £1,200. Question 7. He also said that if he wasn't able to purchase Dave Grohl, he would spend it on beer. Okay, question 7. Tell me, sorry, let me try that again. Question 7. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you?
Hi, are you all right?
Anne.
You can't.
It's true, have a point.
Sausage.
Mark.
You took away the biggest part of me.
Is also true, a point.
Creamy.
Danny.
Badly.
Yes, have a point. Michael, would you like to say anything and get a free point?
Yeah, I think we could communicate via video chat, so you don't have to live without me, Chris.
Yes, absolutely. Have a point. Question 8. Complete this truly awful joke. Why couldn't the pirate finish the alphabet?
Because sausage.
Mark.
Because he couldn't get past R.
Oh, that's very good. Have that. That's not what I've got, but I have a point.
Because creamy.
Because creamy. Oh, creamy is your buzzer. Yes. Danny.
Because he could because he got stuck on after 8.
The pieces of 8. Oh, the mint after 8. I mean, there's so much wrong with that.
Buzz sound.
Micah.
Pirate couldn't finish the alphabet because, like many pirates, he is illiterate. And it's really a shame, and it's not necessarily a laughing matter, but something that we should address as a society.
Yeah.
It's
got no place in a comedy quiz show, has it really? I have a point. And
he couldn't finish the alphabet because he'd just eaten a huge meal.
No, he kept getting lost at sea.
Oh.
Question 9.
That's much better.
How long is a jiffy?
Ooh, Buzz.
Micah.
A jiffy is approximately 2.5 minutes.
No.
Hey, you all right?
Not no. Danny.
Creamy.
Yes. Hello.
That was actually okay. Creamy. It's usually long.
Oh, is it Anne?
Yes.
Anne.
Yes. Hi, you all right? What was the question?
Creamy.
Danny.
It's that long.
Creamy. It's not as long as a feathered duster, but it's usually longer than a plastic sponge.
No, Mark.
Oh, I was going to say like A4 or A5 or A3, depending on the length.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, have something for that. Micah, did you rebuzz?
Yeah, I did. Did you say jiffy?
Jiffy. Jiffy.
Yeah, it's approximately 2.5 minutes. I already answered this question.
You're sticking to your first answer.
Creamy.
Danny, we must end this question at some point. Danny.
It's as big as your bin.
Why?
Sausage.
Jiffy bag.
It's longer than this question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Micah.
Are you sure it's jiffy and not giffy?
The answer is 33.4 picoseconds. It's the length of time it takes light to travel 1 centimeter in a vacuum.
Oh, so when you say I'll be back in a jiffy, you
I was going to say that.
You may be back in 33.4 picoseconds or 2.5 minutes, according to Micah.
Yeah. Well, you get some time added for crossing the Atlantic.
Time zones.
Also because Micah's up in space, so it goes a lot slower.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 10, and the final question of the quiz, which a lot of people will be very grateful to hear. What is the world record for the most amount of T-shirts worn at the same time?
Hi, you all right?
Anne?
1,700.
No.
That's rubbish. 175.
No.
Creamy.
Danny?
85.
No.
Buzz sound.
Micah?
It's 69, baby.
No.
That's age.
Mark?
360.
Oh, no. It is in fact 260. by a man called Ted Hastings. He was able to get the first 20 on himself, then he had to be helped. The t-shirt sizes he wore went from medium to 20x size. There was concern around the 150 mark that the fabric was preventing him from breathing, but he powered through to 260. When asked afterwards why he did it, he said because his son asked him if he could get a world record. And that brings us to the end of this week's quiz, and all that remains is to go over to Matthew Corner to see who claims the prize money this week. Matthew.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Was it?
Enjoyable? Not really, no.
No.
It was reasonably close. I mean, going into it, there was 1 point difference, and at the end, there's 2 points difference. So somebody either, messed up or did really well. In this case, Sweet Creamy Coffee ended on 12, Prawn Sausage, 14.
Oh, a win for Prawn Sausage. Another win for the Womersley. Mark and Anne, how are you going to spend your winnings?
I mean, they don't deserve winnings if they don't know what they're going to do with it.
Oh, I'm going to buy
Look at it.
sausages.
Sausages.
Yeah.
It is a
Look
huge
at it.
amount of money to spend on sausages, Mark.
That's an awful lot of money spent on sausages. Danny and Micah, how are you going to drown your sorrows?
I mean, I'm going to bring up some questions with whatever sort of regulatory board you have to award points. There was clearly some shenanigans.
There's always shenanigans.
Very good point. Have a point. That means you lose 14 to 13.
Oh, there we go. Clawed a point back at the last minute after the quiz had finished. Take it up with Matthew. It's all down to Matthew.
I will.
We'll pay for your travel when we're allowed to travel to Matthew Corner, and you can go and sort it out in Matthew Corner. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all of you for watching. This will be available in the podcast stream. If you'd like, if you haven't had enough of it for now, then you can listen to it again in a couple of weeks. That's nice, isn't it? Remember to go to ko-fi.com/idiotwind if you want to support us, or search for Idiot Wind in your podcast app to subscribe to us and like us on Facebook and do all of that nonsense. Some of us are going to be playing games on Twitch at 3:30. You're very welcome to join us. That's twitch.com/Idiot Wind show. But for now, thank you, Matthew. Matthew, any final thoughts? Nope, didn't think so. You have been watching Danny O'Hara, Anne Hurst, Mark Womersley, and Micah Philbrook. We thank them all for joining us, and we will see you again next week when we play Idiot Wind.
Bye.
Yay.
If everybody could just
Thanks,
slip in
everyone.
and go to the pointy finger now, we'll be fine.
The pointy finger.
As fire marshal,
We're
I
making
just
the
need to-
escape.
Do you require mine and Anne's bank details?
Yes, please. That would be lovely. I wish to try and withdraw funds if at all possible. I'm going to end the live stream now. Everybody say goodbye to Facebook and Twitch and YouTube.
It's been
Bye-bye.
lovely once
Bye-bye.
again.
Bye-bye.